Alright, so now it's recording.
Okay. So Christian wasn't sure because he was looking over the stuff and he wasn't sure if we're doing it for all of the students or just for Mr. Jones and Ray, right? That was what you were
Yeah,
confused on? Okay.
yeah.
I'm looking over it still right now. Do you know, Jeff, if it's
I'm
for
not.
all the students?
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
You know, fine for class. So much.
Let me kind of.
I think it's for all the students because it's underlined about his students, not just Ray. Like nothing except for just the title focuses just on Ray.
Yeah, that's true. I see that.
So, and then for what my understanding is, each week we do something for Mr. Jones and Ray, and then at the end is like the final project for this whole thing, right?
Yeah, that's what I understand too.
Okay.
Like that was my understanding.
I'm not reading
Yeah,
into
I
it.
mean, to be honest, I'm pretty confused on what we're even doing. Like, so.
So have you ever done in class where you do like the what we already know, what we want to know, and what we learn kind of an activity?
What do you mean?
Like,
Like,
I don't know about where you went to school, but I know at my school we did a lot of the activities where we make or not a graph, but like different boxes, and then like usually for the beginning of classes, like just for the actual class, we'll write down what we already know about the topic, what we want to know about the topic, and then at the end of the year, we write about like what we learned.
okay.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah,
But except
yeah.
for instead of what we learned, just our initial thoughts.
Okay.
But I mean, I haven't done the read. Let me see. Title page. Where's the? Oh, Miss Ray, Mr. Jones case study. I haven't. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't read it yet. I know Christian, you have read it, right?
Yeah, I have. It's actually not that long.
Yeah, it's really
It's
I'm looking
five
short.
at it
pages.
now.
But
Yeah,
Jeff, did you read it?
I kind of skimmed through it.
Okay. Um. So you kind of want to read over it now?
Yeah. That's probably a good
We're all
idea.
on the same page and we kind of know what we're doing.
Yeah.
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 pages. You want to read it on our own or read it out loud? What works best for you guys?
I'm down to read it out loud if you guys want.
Okay, that works. You like switch it off?
That way, like, maybe we could kind of talk about it as we do it, too.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking, but...
I like that idea. And is one person like really good at reading, or do you just want to switch off like page to page?
I mean, I'm alright at reading, I guess.
You're good reading the whole thing?
Oh, I don't want to read the whole thing, no.
Okay. So we can just go page to page.
Yeah, let's do page
and
to
then
page.
that way. Okay. So who wants to start off?
I'll go ahead and start.
Okay.
So, So, just this first page here, Mr. Jones. I am John Jones, and I teach middle school, 6th through 8th grades in small district in the Central Valley of California. There are 2 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school in our district. The student demographics are 46% Hispanic, 38% Anglo. Is that how you say that? 7%
Yeah.
African American, 6% Asian, and 3% other. There are 2 special education classes on the middle school campus. 85% of the students are on free or reduced lunch. Our API is 600, which is an increase of 30 points from last year. I teach Algebra 1. I am concerned because many of my students are not being successful in the class. I teach mostly 7th and 8th grade students who are 12 to 14 years old and the first time they are taking algebra. About 30% are earning D's and F's and 40% are earning C's. I'm concerned that they are not doing better and I'm not sure what strategies I should use to help them improve. Some of the students present really challenging learning needs. Here is a profile of my class and some of the students I would like to help. We have been in school for 8 weeks. I should restructure my instruction, but I'm at a loss of where to start. What could I change in class to better service Ray and other students who find asking questions, asking for help, and volunteering in class challenges? I have been thinking about some of the theories that I learned in my courses and teacher training and wonder if some of the concepts and developmental learning and motivation, behaviorism, and social learning might help me to plan better lessons. I want all my students to be successful in my classes, but I'm not sure what to do.
So, do you want to stop and talk about each page, or talk at the end about what works best for you guys?
I'm cool to. I think it's probably better just to stop at each page and kind of talk about it.
Okay. So.
Yeah, that works.
What does it say about his student?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, 40% is a lot. You know, that are earning D's and F's. Yeah, and then an additional 30 for C's. You know, isn't great. So, I mean that's 30% are earning like A's and B's. Then, I guess. You know, he just really wants to come up with good strategies in order to reduce those numbers. I'm thinking more like.
So for. Why?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just confused for, like, on the paper, are we writing down what we know, what we want to know in our initial thoughts, or are we writing down what Mr. Jones knows, wants to know? So this is focus on what Mr. Jones knows and thinks about his students. Are we writing it for Mr. Jones in his perspective or in our perspective?
I believe it's our perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for no, I think the ethnicity of his class and the grade, because I know in our class we've gone over that. So I think putting down what we know is important for that. Is there anything from that page that you think we should put down for what we want to know, or is everything seems to be answered so far?
I feel like. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I feel like for me, what it was kind of interesting was that the API for the school increased 30 points, which I believe is a big deal. But then a majority of his class is not doing so well in that class. So I was just wondering if that means his last year class were good test takers, or were they more successful than his new class because they've only been there for 8 weeks. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
What is an API? Like, I'm not sure what it even means when it increases 30 points. If that, like, if that's a lot or a little.
I think for us, I think AP. Oh, but
Keep going. Christian, keep going.
oh, sorry. I think it's just like a score that they use from their state test. So it it's like a score that shows them from one. I think it starts at like 100 or 200 all the way to 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Um, and yeah, so it's kind of like their state test and where the school is scored upon that based on their result.
Sweet. Thank you.
So if it's based off of 1,000, they're on 600. Yeah.
Okay, want to move on to the next page?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Ray seems to be a loner. I understand that a couple of years ago he was in an accident and incurred a head injury resulting in a loss of some hearing and brain injury. He wears a hearing aid now. He always comes in alone, does not interact with other students, and does not ask for help when he does not understand the material. I see him studying diagrams in our textbook, but not discussing them or reading the text. I think he learns best by seeing representations or actual examples when asked a question and class replies, I don't know. He does fair on individual homework assignments, but not on tests. He is responsible. Like I have heard talk, he is rather quiet. And Marta does not follow directions when I give them class. She will not speak or call on her, just hears down at her book on the desk. But then when I'm lecturing, she frequently turns to talk to us in class. Araceli. So I don't know. She always looks at Araceli's words. Class, so I have to talk over her. Araceli's work has been very good, so I don't mind if she gives Marta a tip. But I'm afraid Marta makes copying Araceli's work because I find that Marta's work is the same as Araceli's work. For example, when she turns in her homework, it is very neat and tidy, complete, but errorless. I find this as a peculiar as in class she does nothing and explains nothing. So, I have a feeling maybe either Marta, and I'm curious if she was maybe tested, like if she was an EL student or not, because maybe either she doesn't speak well enough English or she does speak English but she's nervous to speak in class, like she doesn't feel confident in her own English. That's my one for that case.
Yeah, that's actually what I had written down too.
For Ray,
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree with that.
For Ray, I was wondering if the school make accommodations for him.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. He could also, I mean, I don't know, because I kind of don't want to throw, like, a problem at each kid. But he could also just be, like, shy in class and not want to talk in class and thinking that saying, I don't know, would get him off the hook for, like, having to talk in class.
Yeah, like, it might not have anything to even do with the accident, you know? Could just be kind of his
Like, I mean, it could
personality.
have made some changes, but I don't think throwing a like accommodations for like his hearing and everything, yeah, but him not participating in class, I don't necessarily think could have anything to do with that accident. I only read a paragraph on it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. So, no.
That's true because I think that could also tie into him possibly being a visual learner because it says he's studying diagrams in the textbook but not reading the text.
And that's how I was. I was understanding everything, but if you call on me, I freeze. I have no idea.
Yeah,
If you ask me what I want, I'll answer you.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So then, Christian, you will go ahead with Dylan.
Yes. Dylan, American of European ancestry. Dylan is a typical middle school student. He likes girls. He is starting to get facial hair and trying to grow a mustache. You know, sometimes I forget what it is like to be 13. Well, Dylan does okay in class. His grades are typically B's with some C's and a few A's. He listens in class, takes notes, and asks questions when I lecture. He answers questions when I call him, although sometimes the answers are not correct. He benefits from me reviewing the previous day's work before I start on new information. He is not exactly the class clown, but has a quick smile and likes to make others laugh. I'm pleased to say that he completes his homework and turns it in each day. He's generally a good student and representative of about 2/3 of the students in my class. Dylan was born and raised in our town and is on a youth wrestling team. Dylan's what you call a military brat. He has been to 5 different schools since kindergarten and lived in 4 different countries, including Germany, Crete, Spain, and Puerto Rico. It's amazing the trivia facts he can come up with. He's very social and makes friends easily. Other teachers refer to him as outgoing. He's very neat and tidy in appearance, and in a conversation before class, he told me he plans to become a Navy SEAL. He mentioned he likes camping and hunting, and enjoys working on cars. Oh, he is also on the swim team.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it'd be pretty tough to go to 5 different schools, you know, since I don't know what grade he's in now, but seems like a pretty short amount of time. Like, and lived in 4 different countries. Like, yeah, I mean that's pretty crazy.
First, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on this one. Want to know because I'm kind of curious on how he's doing in school. Just since he's always moving around, if he's able to keep up with it. Because I'm sure in different countries, actually, I know in different countries they have like different requirements that you learn at each age. So I'm curious if he's missing things or just from moving so much, it's hard for him to. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he would. I feel like he would have trouble just making friends and stuff. But it says it's not really an issue for him.
I think it helps that he's outgoing, but it's like, I don't know. With moving around that often, I feel like it would be hard for him to really connect to anything and put his effort in, because it's like, well, you know, I could sit here and do my best for this class, but I'll probably be moving in a month, so why should I even try?
Yeah.
I completely agree. That's exactly what my thought was.
It's got to have like some sort of emotional impact on him to just constantly, you know, be doing that. He could like never really feel like he can be close with anyone.
Yep. And then for Dylan, I kind of feel like I would imagine that he's gonna be like the typical student. Like he's not doing awesome, but he's not flunking out either. He's kind of just he's passing by.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's...
don't really have to say about want to know with Dylan. I feel like he's just gonna be the typical student.
I mean, it kind of mentions first he's like just now growing facial hair, and so it sounds like puberty is kind of like a factor for him. I mean, I don't really know what that kind of has to do with anything, but it's saying he likes girls. Maybe he's kind of like, maybe he's, you know, flirting in class or something like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's...
I think what I'd like to know is what his specific grade is in Mr. Jones's class.
Yeah.
Because if he represents 2/3 of the class, that means he's either in the C or D range, I think.
Thought about that.
Yeah. I know, there's not really much to work with here.
Yeah.
I mean... You guys want to move on to the next page, or...?
Yeah. Who just read?
I did.
Christian, yeah.
Christian.
Oh, is that... I'm sorry, is that... Did I say your name wrong, or...?
No, Christian, yeah.
Okay.
I just don't have an H on my name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and... I'll go ahead and read about Gina here. So, Gina comes from a single-parent home. Her mother works as a bartender, so she has often gone in the evenings. Gina has 2 older sisters, one 20, Kara, and one 23 years old, Denise. Kara is going to beauty school and wants to be, I don't know how to say this, esthetician and hairstylist. Yeah. Gina says that it is what she wants to do after she finishes high school, or something to be a massage therapist. But she is a solid student. She mostly gets B grades. I'm not sure why she doesn't plan to go to college. Her scholarship always surprises me, as she doesn't look the part of a good student. She has attitude, always a little in your face, even with me. She dresses and acts rather provocatively for a middle school student. She flirts with Dylan a lot. She wears gazy, see-through blouses and very obviously spends a lot of time on her makeup and clothes. Gina is the only girl in our class who is black.
So I just feel like she doesn't really have a role model, I guess, since her mom's a bartender, so right when she's getting home from school, her mom's probably either sleeping or getting ready for work.
Yeah.
And all she has is her 20 and 23-year-old sisters, which, I don't know about you, but that's kind of like, I don't know, the party ages.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, that's...
Really someone to look up to.
She's basically probably dressing and acting like them a lot, and, you know, that's just kind of where she's getting it from. Let's see.
I mean, I personally wouldn't really look into the whole college thing, because as long as she has a plan, I don't know, I don't really think if college isn't your thing, don't waste your money on it. So, I mean, she has a plan, and that's the most important thing, I think. But, and then also I would say being the only black student in her class also, like, that would be, you know, I don't know, talked about more.
Yeah.
I know, because my boyfriend's black, and when he went to a school that he was the only black person, he got in trouble a lot more because he stood out more. Like, everyone would know, like, oh, who's the kid that pushed you? Oh, the black one. And they knew exactly which one it was because there was no one else really, to look at.
Yeah.
So yeah, she might be getting in trouble more, but she's also standing out more, so you're able to notice that she is doing things that she shouldn't be. Whereas the other student could look like everyone else, but you don't really notice it because she looks like everyone else.
Yeah. Like, more people are paying attention to her type of thing.
I
mean...
is there anything we want to know about her?
I think for me... Sorry. I was just gonna say that... I was just gonna say, this actually brought up something I'd like to know about Mr. Jones, because it seems like he's making assumptions about her, which to me it raises the question is, does he get to know his students at the beginning of the year? Or does he ever check in on them? Because when he said she doesn't look the part of a good student, like, I like to know whoever looks the part of a good student. Like, I don't think you can look a certain way to be a good student.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think it shows also, too, something about Dylan, because it's saying she flirts with Dylan a lot, and Dylan was described to be at a time where he's really interested in girls and socializing. I think she might also be a factor into his learning.
Yeah.
And sorry, I totally stopped you before you finished it. So you can go on to the next girl.
What's up?
I said I stopped you before you could even finish your page, so you can go on to the next
Oh,
girl.
okay. Yeah. No worries. So, see, I'm not sure how to say this person's name. Rakusana, Iraqi national working in American citizenship. Let's see. Rakusana is.
I think it's Roxana.
Roxana.
I think it's Roxana, like Roxana, but with a U.
Okay, so like Roxana.
Yeah.
Okay. Roxana is a dark-complected girl, rather quiet, neat, and polite. She has good attendance and always turns in her homework. She seems to attend my lectures in class. Unfortunately, her work is often not correct. She is earning about a C or a high D grade. I talked with her mother, and she said she was very concerned and would try to help Roxana, but that she herself has not finished high school and did not know algebra. The girl seems to have one of those creative spellings of her name. Shouldn't it be Roxanne or Roxana? Some families.
Wow. that last sentence kind of bothers me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, what thing that I would like to know is how long she's been here, because it could possibly be another girl kind of a student, or even if she just came over here from Iraq, she could also, like, what she was learning back home could have been something different, so she could be behind. And if he's just talking to the mom, I don't know, it doesn't really seem like Mr. Jones is trying to help his students. Like, if he's learning about his students. I haven't heard once that he sits down and tries to help them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also wondering, like, how much of her time is being consumed on working on her citizenship, because I know that when my parents were trying to get theirs, it did take time because they had to study for a test.
Yeah, that's something I've never even thought
Maybe
of.
that might be cutting into her course, into her studying and stuff.
Yeah, totally. I mean, because that probably takes a lot of your time, right? Just trying to. I mean,
Mhm.
that's your number one priority, is trying to study for that test. And I would imagine school would be, kind of on the back burner there.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, so when it says like this last sentence, the girl seems to have one of those creative spellings of her name. Like, is that like Mr. Jones's like opinion, or is that the family's? Like, just people have like told him that. Like,
I think it's Mr. Jones. I think all of this is memorized. Wait, did you hear me when I said that? I forgot to hold it.
sort of. Yeah, it was really quiet.
So
But
I think that it's Mr. Jones that's doing these summaries,
yeah,
like of each student. Which to me, I mean, I've been noticing like here and there, like if they're, where does it say? Hold on, I just saw it. He mentions like the color of their skin more than once,
yeah,
and that's, I don't know, like describe like what they look like, yeah, but to describe what kind of students they are, I don't really think that that's necessary. And then also he lost my train of thought. I feel like he's not very cultured. Like if he's gonna sit here and he's gonna judge how somebody's name is spelt, I feel like, I don't know, kind of, how do you say it? Not open-minded. Oh, closed-minded. I feel like he's like closed-minded, where
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
should be a certain way, and he's not very opening to. I don't know. To me, that's just disgusting.
yeah,
Yeah. Also, the first, his part, it's in first person, so I think that does give away that he is describing all the students.
And like, yeah, also where he says, "I talked with her mother." So yeah, I do think it's him doing all these summaries of the students.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so on to Steven. Steven, oh wait, does anyone else have anything to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay, and Christian?
No, I'm good too. I'm good too.
Well, I didn't want to cut anyone off. So Steven, American of European ancestry. Steven is very intelligent, gifted. It is amazing because he has very little control over his body. Limited use of his extremities, and was diagnosed with cerebral palsy as a baby. He does use an electric wheelchair for mobility. He also uses an eye-tracking device to select letters, images, and symbols on a communication board, and this allows him to write, and it can translate what he writes via a voice synthesizer into speech. This is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Have you? Stephen has very limited natural speech, and what speech he has is difficult to understand to those unfamiliar with him. He relies on care providers for self-help and self-care issues, including toileting, bathing, dressing, and eating. Thank goodness he has a paraprofessional who accompanies him to class. What would I do if she weren't there? I remember this from the IEP meeting last spring when they told me he would be in my algebra class. He seems to learn the lessons I teach faster than anyone else in the class. I lectured and demonstrate how to solve problems on the whiteboard. I don't know how he does it, but that part of his brain that learns math obviously is not impaired. I'm sorry, but I really do not like this teacher.
Yeah.
Like, the first sentence had to kind of stop and reread it to make sure. I really.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. It's not impaired. Obviously, it's not impaired, so I just go on teaching as I always do. He emails his work to me and haven't talked with his special education teacher yet, just a paraprofessional. What I would like to know is why this teacher thinks that because he has cerebral palsy, why he questions everything that he's doing and why he's so amazed that he's gifted. Like, having cerebral palsy would not make him gifted.
Yeah, like, it doesn't affect your intelligence, right? I mean, so
no, I'm pretty sure it's just your movement. I mean, I haven't
yeah.
studied that one exactly, but I think it's just your movement.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of like here he kind of describes him like as a baby in the first line here. You know, that's how he like compares it, which is like, I don't know, kind of insulting. And yeah, I totally get what you mean. I mean, just kind of the way he talks about it.
So I'm starting to think that maybe it's not the students last semester that tested maybe better than the class he has now. I just don't think he puts time into it.
Yeah.
I think he's sitting here judging his students more than actually sitting here and trying to teach them.
Yeah.
I agree. I also wonder too, like, the last sentences makes me really feel like his biggest issue is also communication, because he hasn't spoken to the special education teacher, just the aide. And I know the aide has a lot to say because they work closely with the student, but also the special education teacher has recorded information about Steven and perhaps a well thought out plan as to how to best help.
Yeah, and I also don't want to defend the teacher in any way, but it's also the special education teacher obviously hasn't reached out to him either, which I think, like, I think that's kind of the responsibility of the special education teacher to make sure that everyone knows exactly like how the student could be helped best. So, I mean,
that's a great point.
Yeah, like pretty much every school that I've like substituted for, like every time I substitute for a special education teacher, they have a period just for that, just to go around to other classes that that they have kids on their IEPs and make sure everything's like going legit for them. So it's really strange to me that he hasn't talked to the special ed teacher.
Yeah. And then also the fact that it doesn't seem like he's capable of the paraprofessional wasn't there also kind of concerns me. I understand like you have to kind of like be able to leave his class, but seeing him if the paraprofessional wasn't there. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't even like see what the problem is. Like the kid does better than all the other kids. Like everything.
Yeah, he has cerebral palsy, so how does he do that?
Yeah. So I mean, like everything's good to go. You know, they're doing great. Like, yeah.
Okay, so then that's it. Right. So we have to write 1 to 2 pages, and then we also have to fill out this whole Mr. Jones thing, right?
Let's check it out.
So it says, at the end you will find an assignment entitled No One Wants to Know. You will follow the directions and prepare a paper of 1 to 2 pages. Prepare a title page, insert a table of 3 rows labeling the first row no, the second want to know, and the third initial thoughts. What Mr. Jones should do about each student as shown. As shown, area. So then is the 1 to 2 pages, that's going to be like a summary of what we just read?
If you click on the where under the table where it says case study assignment directions, it shows
Okay.
it tells us that we pretty much write out what we put in the table. So the paper is pretty much what we put in the table, just written out.
Okay, and then attached to that is going to be the 3 different boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so how about we break it up as someone does know, someone does want to know, someone does initial thought, and you put that into your box, and then you also, like, we can make like a Google Docs or something so we can all see it, and then we do the write out section for whatever section we did down below. Does that work?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so does anyone have a preference on which part they do?
So like in the Google Doc, do we make this little table and fill it out? And then just each of us
Yeah, we have
fills
to do
out.
that, and then we also have to write a 1 to 2 page paper, basically saying what we put in the box.
Now
but
is
just
that
writing it out in long.
is it each group member does a 1 to 2 page paper, or is that like a group thing?
I understood it as a group thing. Then
Yeah, we.
Keep going.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I believe that the leader for the week turned in the assignment for all of us.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, so we all work on.
Sweet.
Does anyone want to be the
I thought he said he was assigned. He had already assigned that.
Yeah, I think Marissa, you're the group leader.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm your leader.
Yeah.
I guess I messed up.
I'm
now I know.
pretty sure that's
Perfect.
just already.
Oh man. Okay, so I write the paper. What you said?
Yeah. I mean, we could probably
Okay.
do like each of us does a paragraph or something. I don't know.
Okay. So then,
I'd
who
take the
wants
want to know section if that's okay.
Yeah.
Christian? Jeff? What would you like?
I'll do the no section.
Okay. You with you all already have a Gmail account. I know Christian does.
I have a
Jeff, do you?
Gmail. Yeah, like I have a Gmail like separate from I have the Yahoo account that you guys have been emailing me, but I also have a Gmail.
Okay, so what's your Gmail account?
Do you have are you ready? It's
Oh yeah, actually type it. So
Oh,
that
type it.
I
Okay.
can have it on there. Yeah, and then Christian, that's the one that I've been emailing you off of, right? That's Gmail?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So then, when are you guys busy tonight?
No. I mean, I'm not.
Okay, because I think
I'm just planning to go out in a few hours, like in 1 or 2 hours, but from like 6 p.m. my time later on, I'm free.
okay,
What
I'm gonna
is-
be out for like maybe 2 more hours, and I'll head back to the hotel, and then I'll get started on that before I go out again. So like what? One? Wait, is it 12 for you guys? Or
Yeah.
1?
It's cool.
Okay, so then maybe like 3 or 4 your guys' time. Check your email and I'll have something sent to you guys.
Okay, for sure.
Cool.
I don't think it'll take us that long either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Like, I'm sure we'll all be finished.
Yeah, it sounds like an easy assignment. I'm into it. So, and then let's plan by 11 your guys' time, we have it done. So then it's like any last minute like questions on my end, like if you guys turn it in to me, since I think I'm having to turn it in. If I see anything I have any questions about, I can contact you guys, and then I'll make sure that I get it turned in by 11:59. Does that work?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good. I just have a question. Should we turn in the recording now? Because I know that he said sometimes it might take a while to upload it.
I think that would be fine. Does it save as a what is it called? Like a document file for you, Jeff?
I'm not really sure. It's like, let me check it out. You know, I could probably like kind of mess with it after we're done recording, and see like kind of how to do that part.
Okay, and then if there is a problem, just give me a text, and then I have a cousin that works on computers, so if worst comes to worst, I can always call him and see if he has like any advice on how to get it turned in.
Sweet. Yeah,
So,
sounds good.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I think. Any other questions, or are we good?
I think
I'm good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for being with us, and I will talk to you guys later tonight. Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. Bye, guys. Have a good one.
See you guys.
Bye. See ya.